Two legendary outlaws, one final heist, and a betrayal that changes everything. As Jason Statham's Jack Wolf fights to survive, Wesley Snipes' Marcus Kane must choose loyalty or betrayal. With a ruthless crime lord hunting them down, the only way out is through fire, bullets, and the ultimate showdown. In the end, trust is the deadliest weapon of all. The neon-lit streets of London whispered danger as Jack Wolf and Marcus Kane stepped into the shadows, their partnership forged in blood and betrayal. Jack, an ex-ass operative turned master thief, and Marcus, a hitman with a strict code, had spent years outsmarting law enforcement, robbing high-profile criminals and playing by their own rules. Their chemistry was undeniable. Jack was the planner, the strategist, while Marcus thrived in chaos, his instincts razor-sharp. Tonight was different. This was their last score, the one that would set them up for life. $200 million locked away in the vault of a rogue MI6 agent turned crime lord, Damien Crowe, a man so powerful that even governments feared him. The job was nearly impossible, but Jack had mapped it all out with military precision. Marcus, ever the wild card, had his doubts. Something feels off, he muttered as they prepped in an abandoned warehouse, but the money was too good to pass up. Then there was Isabella Reed, a former CIA agent with her own reasons for wanting Crowe dead. She had warned them, her voice calm but firm. "You're walking into a trap. Crowe knows you're coming." But Jack and Marcus had never backed down from a challenge. They moved forward, their team ready, every detail accounted for. Or so they thought. The heist began like clockwork. Guards were neutralized, security bypassed. The vault door opened, and for a fleeting moment, victory seemed within reach. But then the alarms blared, gunfire erupted. The entire building swarmed with heavily armed mercenaries. Marcus took a bullet to the shoulder and collapsed, blood pooling around him. Jack barely had time to react before the police stormed in. This wasn't just a security breach. This was a setup. Crowe's voice echoed through the speakers. "Did you really think you could outplay me?" The betrayal cut deeper than the bullets flying around them. Jack had no choice. He ran, escaping through a shattered window, landing hard in an alley. Behind him, Marcus lay motionless. Days passed. Jack hid in the underbelly of the city, piecing together what had gone wrong. Every instinct told him Marcus had sold him out, but something didn't add up. Their bond had been too strong. Then came the news. Marcus wasn't dead. He was alive, standing beside Crowe, working for him. Fueled by betrayal and the need for revenge, Jack sought out Isabella. She had resources, weapons, and a grudge against Crowe that burned as fiercely as his own. Together they devised a plan. Jack trained harder than ever, preparing for the inevitable confrontation. But just as he was ready to strike, a message arrived, one only Marcus could have sent. Midnight. The docks. No backup. Jack arrived, gun drawn. Marcus stood there, hands raised. "It's not what you think," he said. His voice carried guilt, desperation. "Crowe knew everything. He had me trapped. I played along to stay alive." Jack hesitated, scanning his old friend's face. The man he had trusted with his life. Could he trust him again? Before Jack could answer, gunfire erupted. Crowe's men had followed him. The docks exploded into chaos. Jack and Marcus, side by side once more, fought with brutal efficiency. Marcus, proving his loyalty, took a bullet for Jack, shielding him from an assassin's strike. Isabella provided cover fire as Jack pushed forward, finally confronting Crowe. The fight was brutal, raw. Crowe was a trained killer, but Jack was fueled by something stronger. Revenge, justice, redemption. A final gunshot echoed. Crowe fell. It was over. As the smoke cleared, Jack turned to Marcus, who lay bleeding but alive. "We're even," Marcus smirked weakly. Jack nodded. Days later, Jack vanished into the shadows. A phone rang. A new job, a new beginning. Meanwhile, in a quiet hospital room, Marcus opened his eyes. He was alive, and perhaps, just perhaps, this was all part of the plan.